Oh, wow. A whole bunch of them right here. You can see them down there. I'm gonna try to zoom in. There we go. I just heard some coyote howling up on the hillside here. Seem to be interested in the elephant. So Jacob and I are trying to figure out what our next steps. It's still raining. I can hear birds out there singing. I heard an elusive varied thrush vocalizing out there, taunting us. Jacob, what do you think? Should we try to get up or should we just see if this is gonna subside?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe, I don't even know. I'm warm right now. Maybe we wait like 5 more minutes?
5 minutes. Might need a little bit more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, but maybe we wait 5 minutes.
What's the weather report?
Weather report says it's supposed to not be raining right now.
Oh, well, it is raining, so.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Getting a little bit of tree drip. It's more or less stopped raining. Seeing a little bit of blue sky coming through, perhaps, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sound hopeful there.
Yeah. Let's see what we can find just around the campground here. These birds with these impressively long black crests are often referred to as campground robbers and are sometimes confused with blue jays, but these are Steller's jays. We had the campground all to ourselves today, so they had no choice but to find natural sources of food like these acorns. We encountered this inquisitive song sparrow right next to our campsite. All right, leaving Glen Camp. So we're on our way up. We're gonna summit another peak here in Point Reyes. Quite a climb out of the campground here. What'd you say it was, 600 feet?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, not that bad. But over like
600 to 700 feet.
like a half a mile or something like that.
Right.
And it's called Furtop. And I think that it's the second highest peak in Point Reyes National Seashore.
Oh, so now we're crossing off peaks, huh?
Yeah. Mist rising over the hills, the ridges there.
The phone doesn't even show how beautiful it really is.
So we're in this Doug fir forest as we're climbing up to Furtop. Often where you have a mixture of conifer and hardwood together, you'll get Hutton's vireo. Hutton's vireo is a resident year-round in California.
I wonder when we're going to start going up a whole bunch, because I know that's coming up soon.
See the deer tracks?
500 feet.
We got deer following the trail here.
Yeah, you can see the footprints.
Yeah. It's probably this morning because it rained last night.
Right.
I don't know, but we'll start climbing pretty quick here.
Yeah, it's only 500 feet going up. This is a beautiful trail right now, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, lined with the ferns on either side.
Right.
We heard a winter wren come in, beautiful winter wren. Just seemed to be scolding us. Here's the branch he was perched on. You can see this fern understory here. They like that as cover. But he came on that horizontal branch right there. Pacific wren or winter wren is a plump, round, little ball of a bird with an upright tail. I like how the light is shining through the trees right now, and it's reflecting off reflecting off the lichen
So
in the Spanish moss. Spanish moss is actually a lichen. It's all the moss that's hanging down from the branches. We're summiting Furtop. You can see why it's called Furtop. Look how dense the Douglas fir is here on this summit here. Furtop. What do you think, Jacob?
We made it.
Yep.
We made it.
About 1,300 feet. We climbed about 800 feet. It's exactly like the name implies. It's a peak shrouded by Douglas fir. Not much of a view up here, but a nice grassy knoll to take a break on. We're gonna cook up some quesadillas for lunch. It's a pleasant little spot.
It is. Although it's not too defendable. You know, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm not sure how well we'd fare here.
You get lots of hiding places.
Well, the problem is we're right in the middle of the field. They can come from us at all directions. There's not really a defendable place here.
You're always thinking about that. What would you do if there was a zombie apocalypse?
What would you have done if we were on the coast the other day? Remember that spot with the cliff drop off? What's the plan?
I'd have to decide whether I'd want to get eaten alive by zombies or
Jump.
jump to my death.
You're not going to try to... Well, it depends on how many zombies there are, I guess, huh?
I'd probably try to fight for a little while.
Yeah.
If it's going to rain, you want it to rain after you have your tent set up, while you're sleeping and warm and cozy, and then it's done when you're ready to go in the morning. That'd be ideal. That's exactly what happened.
Good quesadilla.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really good.
So I decided to tromp into this Doug fir forest, beautiful Doug fir forest with a fern understory. I heard a hairy woodpecker as it was foraging. I heard it foraging, just its tapping. And we looked up into the canopy. I was seeing him there with my binoculars. Jacob was able to grab a few fleeting glimpses. About 99% sure it's hairy woodpecker. Could be downy woodpecker, but pretty sure it's hairy. So we're on our way down to Wildcat Campground. Nice downhill hike the whole way. Oh wow. A whole bunch of them right here. You can see them down there. I'm gonna try to zoom in. There we go. Wow, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 that I'm seeing right now. Some of them are young. They're actually right on the same road that we're on, that we're hiking on. So we're gonna have to walk through them to get to our campground because they're actually on the road. So we're just gonna kind of enjoy them for a little bit before we flush them. Beautiful herd of Tule elk. So let's see what Jacob's able to get for us down here.
Professor,
Yeah.
my experience with mammals makes me believe that if we're going to go down this way, right?
Yeah.
They're going to actually keep going down the trail and they're going to come back this way.
So they're just taking the very same road that we're hiking down to our campground. If you look, there's our campground right there. And there's all the elk. What a nice treat to share habitat with Tule elk. So cool.
You don't want to spook them, make them think you're a predator.
Human isn't natural predator, but it's removing our profile. But I
Right.
think they're probably pretty conditioned to humans here.
Yeah, you would think so, right? Exactly.
Here's all their tracks. Look, here's their tracks.
Oh yeah, all
Look at
right
their
here.
tracks. This is what their tracks look like. They were just here seconds ago. Yep, here's what their poop looks like. The scat. Elk scat.
Out to
Oh,
the
there they
right.
go. They're going over into the
Yep.
field.
That's what I thought. Perfect.
That's where we wanted to go.
Perfect. And now we go because they're going to be pushed.
Yeah, I suspect that's the bull, that's the dominant male, and he has his harem of females. These are all females.
Probably some of his offspring too.
So for Tule elk, we're actually in the post-rut season. It's November, and I don't think this male is actively defending this harem. You can see that he's tolerating this younger juvenile male with the spike antlers. You can tell we're in the post-rut season by examining the antlers of this bull. They show signs of wear, and this is due to sparring with other males and defending the harem. The dominant male does seem to be putting up with the presence of the juvenile males, shown here with the spike antlers, to be in and among the females. We were able to observe this herd for quite some time because they remained in and around our campground even through the night.
Yeah, that's crazy that they're literally right there.
We just heard some coyote howling up on the hillside here. Seem to be interested in the elk.
So my working hypothesis for why the elk would move in closer to the campers in the evening and bed down in the meadow next to our campsite was that the presence of humans offered some level of protection from the coyotes, particularly for the young.
We just saw a bald eagle circling, and we think we saw a fish in the talons. What do you think, Jacob?
That was insane. It flew out that direction, out towards over the canyon.
Yeah. And when we're coming down that canyon, I saw a large raptor fly across the canyon. I think his nest must be up there. We're going to go hike to a waterfall now. What do you think about this waterfall?
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I've been there once before. I hope not to disappoint. It runs right into the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, let's go do this.
All right, maybe right after this one. I wouldn't go yet. I'll go back. All right, ready? Oh, that water's coming. Just get high. Look at that. We would have been in the water right there. There's the professor.